90 yards on 26 of 33 passing in a 31-24 win over the Lions. Rodgers also had a rushing touchdown to go along with 3 more through the air. It's the 4th game in a row that Rodgers has had at least 3 passing touchdowns. Impressive. You can't deny it. Shannon, did Rodgers take the lead in the MVP race?
I got him closing the gap, Skip. It's a cat whiskers now. And it's going to come down to the end because he's having one of those performances. I think it was a couple of years, well, his first MVP, Skip, I think he was 45-4. He had 45 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and he's on that clip. Mahomes is 33 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He leads the NFL with 324 passing yards a game. He has 500 more passing yards than Rodgers. He's 12-1, and I still believe he's the scariest player in the NFL. The Packers are now the #1 seed at 10-3. Rodgers is 39-4, leads the NFL with 39 touchdowns. Mahomes is 3rd with 33. 9 games this season with at least 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. 31.5, 31 points per game. They're 1-2 in scoring. So that's how close it is, Skip. And I thought once Russell stumbled, I think that Skip, he had a 3 or 4 interception game. I said it was over. I said now it's a 2-horse race. And I think Derrick Henry needs to be, he pulling up the rear, Skip, but he's in the mirror. But right now it's between these 2 guys. I still would give a slight nod to my homeboy. But, man, Aaron Rodgers could easily be, with 3 games to go, another 3 touchdowns, 51 touchdowns with 4 picks. I don't know how you deny him. He puts up numbers like that. Even my homeboy can't catch him.
So I'm going to give you this about Aaron Rodgers. He is definitely the comeback player of the year.
We don't want that award, Skip. Stop saying that.
This is one of the great bounce-back seasons in the history of pro football because I'm going to remind everybody, just a year ago, he had his worst QBR of his career. He had a 54. Right now, he's all the way up at 85. So that's a 31-point improvement in QBR from a year ago.
He's second behind my homeboy.
That's extraordinary. And he led the day yesterday, led the week, obviously in the NFL, with a QBR of 89, albeit against a Detroit team that is home for the holidays, obviously.
They've been home.
They have been home, but they gave a little bit. They tried. They made it look good, and then Aaron took over. So I remind everybody that a year ago, he was 18th in QBR and 21st in completion percentage in the National Football League. He was also 2nd in what we call throwaways after he led the whole league in throwaways in 2018. And those are just where you don't like it, you don't like it, I just throw it out of bounds. I'm not going to risk the biscuit on this one, right?
I wonder who led last year in throwaways.
Interesting. And he's 3rd right now as Aaron Rodgers in throwaways, but that's beside the point. So we look at his year and we say, well, I get your point about cat whiskers, but he's had some games that are head scratchers because against Tom Brady, he had a QBR of 12 at Tampa Bay and obviously jumped out to a 10-0 lead, then threw nearly 2 straight pick sixes. And for the last 3 quarters against that defense that everybody has been torching from Drew Brees, obviously, to Patrick Mahomes, he scored no points the last 3 quarters.
Right.
And then against Jacksonville at home just about 3 games ago, Jacksonville, he was stinking the whole game. He had a QBR of below 50, which is 45, which is below average. And that didn't look good on the resume. So he's had these that have, like, he should be running away with the
Minnesota game at home.
Yep, not great.
But Skip, for me, and I think the thing is, I thought you was going to say it was Aaron Rodgers in a landslide. I was going to say what you told me, Aaron Jones was the MVP.
Well, I think there's another MVP emerging on that team. And by the way, let me finish up with, what's it now, 3 games back, 2 games back, was the game at Indy.
Right.
And remember, they're up 28-14 at halftime.
Right.
And they score, in the whole second half, they score 3 late points to get them to overtime. And they lost in overtime thanks to a fumble that wasn't Aaron's fault. But still, he was pretty awful in the second half of that game.
But you do believe it's between these 2 guys.
Yeah, it's coming down to these 2, but let's look at what they have in the way of quote-unquote help. Let's look at Davante Adams. Is he emerging as the best receiver in football? Because I think it's Tyreek, but the cat whiskers are between those 2 guys. Because Pro Football Focus now ranks Davante Adams #1 among receivers in just pure grades. And his 104 yards receiving a game, that leads the league. And 8.3 a catch leads the league. He's a monster, man.
He is.
I mean, he's just, every time I look up, they can put 3 men on him, and Aaron says, no, I got this.
But he's not the threat. He doesn't put the fear that Tyreek puts in people's skill.
Not from he's going to beat us deep.
Yes.
He's going to take it to the house. He puts fear in you that you just can't stop him.
He's a touchdown. But the thing is, but you look at his skill, Tyreek got 16 touchdowns.
Okay.
As a wide receiver at 5'9", 5'10", which is unheard of.
Devontae has 14.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tanyan, I think Tanyan has, 9, 10 touchdowns. Scantling, when he holds on to the football, it's going to be very interesting. But there's another guy, you talking about Devontae Adams. That number 87 for Kansas City? Skip, he's a when people say a problem, he's really not a problem because, see, problem you can solve.
You're talking about the tight end?
Tight end, Kelsey.
Yeah, I know.
Here are issues. See, issues, you got to sit down. You got to think of. You got
an issue because he's like a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's an issue.
Yeah.
You deal with Kansas City, you got issues. You got to deal with that offense now.
So you're making the case that Patrick Mahomes has the 2 best weapons in all of pro football together, that he has both of them, right?
But when did we think about them when Alex Smith had those guys? We didn't talk about them like we do since Mahomes got them.
I don't think Tyreek had emerged yet.
Tyreek was still Tyreek. Yeah, he was playing more return game, but you saw him on that Sunday night game against the Broncos. He took a punt back, a kickoff back. They threw him a pass, and that was the first time we saw the piece out. He started piecing out everybody. Yep. Yes, Skip, there's no denying their talent, but he takes them, he gets them to another level. Because everybody don't have the arm to reach Tyreek throwing the ball 50 and 60 yards down the field. It's going to be close, and I'm here for it. I got my popcorn ready.
Well, does anybody have a more consistent weapon from down to down than Devontae Adams? Because I'm not sure they do. As far as a threat from first down through third or fourth down.
This dude, Kelsey got 600-yard games. He's like 8 for 136 back-to-back games on the touch. Skip, this dude is, like I said, he stringed together another 1 to 2 years like this, and they win another Super Bowl. Skip, we're going to have to rethink who the GOAT tight end is because we've never seen anything like this. This dude got 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's on pace to lead the league in receiving yards. That's never been done by a tight end. Now, K Sr., Kellen Winslow Sr., came close. But, Skip, that's unheard of for him to do what he's doing. So
that's a mouthful from a guy who's in the Hall of Fame playing that position.
Hey, Tony put up unbelievable numbers, the longevity. I believe Gronk right now because the consistency, the touchdowns, and what he's been able to dominate. But if this kid string together another year or two like he's stringing together, Skip, he might have 1,400 receiving, 1,500 receiving yards for a tight end.
So are you saying that Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers' degree of difficulty are lower than most quarterbacks because they got the best weapons?
But
don't discount Aaron Jones, what he does for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not so sure that someone could take these same weapons and get the same kind of production that these two guys. Skip, you can give me, Jeff Gordon, the same car and put us on Talladega or Daytona, and I can't beat him because he's just better at what he does than I am.
No, he weighs less than you.
Hey, when you got 800 horsepower, those stock cars are 800 horsepower.
I don't know.
So when you look at that, they look, and guys Josh Allen's having an unbelievable season. There are a lot of guys having an unbelievable season. But these guys, I think they've separated themselves. Even Russ. Russ threw 4 touchdowns, interception yesterday, and I think he has 36, 37 touchdowns. But these two guys are head and shoulders right now.
Well, I congratulate Aaron Rodgers. He is my comeback player of the year.
There you go. That ain't no war. He wants to win.
Yeah, he does.
That looks
Alex Smith got that one sewn
No,
up.
I think it's Aaron now. Because Alex was pretty horrible yesterday. I know he's come back from just...
The man almost had his leg. The man was a couple hours from having his leg amputated. They're going to give him that award.
It is not Aaron Rodgers. We're moving on. Do the Cowboys have more of a shot to win the NFC East than we may have thought? And I cannot believe I'm saying it, but I am. We go there next.
No mercy.